Hi everyone! How are you today? Streaming live from the car. That's a new one for me, having just come from the pool. Um, and I wanted to talk about body wisdom. Um, this is something that I have worked with 30 plus years now. I'm trying to think how old I am. 52. No, I'm not 52. That's this year. um, Body wisdom. I first came across this concept about 30 years ago. Probably a bit less, actually, just under 30 years ago, through a marvelous movement technique called the Nia technique, which many of you who've danced with me over the last 15, nearly 20 years will have experienced Nia. Um, it's a beautiful, holistic movement, self-development program with dance, martial arts, and healing arts involved. And it taught me so much about connecting with my body through movement. I love it. But this is not going to be about Nia today. Nia is one part of what I do in terms of movement. This is about the act of listening to your body. So that grain of salt went into my system at that time, but then it wasn't really to get practiced within me until I got the cancer diagnosis, which is nearly 20 years ago. And that's when I got to really learn about the wisdom of the body, listening to the body through healing from that. In fact, that I always say having cancer was my gift. And without that, I wouldn't be where I am today, because it taught me so much about health, healing, boundaries, all of the stuff I ramble on about, bang on about, that came from having cancer. And it's the gift that keeps giving, because I'm continually on a journey learning all of those things. And my body is amazing. My body will tell me quite clearly when I'm out of balance. And if I don't listen, it will get louder. And that's what I learned from having cancer, was that it was screaming at me at that point, saying, help, things are not working. And I got to have the universe opened up space for me to be able to change my life completely and rewire my whole body, mind, spirit, and emotions. And that started with having cancer. So the body wisdom, the wisdom of the body, is so powerful. I cannot stress this enough. People talk about, I was thinking about this as I was driving back from the pool. I thought, what do I want to talk about? People say, oh, family is everything. I'm sorry, but bollocks. If you haven't got your health and well-being, nothing means anything. You cannot put other people before yourselves. I should say, we cannot put other people before our own needs. We can't do it. And if we do, we're going to make ourselves ill. It's really simple. It's not easy. This stuff isn't easy, but it is actually quite simple. If you think about it, if you put the right ingredients into making a cake, you get an amazing cake. Put the wrong ingredients in, or you don't pay attention to the baking process, then you have something else. It's the same with our health and well-being. If we don't put the right ingredients in for our systems, we can't remain healthy. We're going to get sick. If we push our bodies, if we push our minds, if we push ourselves on any level, there is going to be some level of dis-ease. It's in the flipping word. Literally dis-ease. And so this is why it's so important. And this time of year is exactly the time of year to start paying attention. Not from that space of, well, obviously it's individual, but, and I know there's a lot of people that come out of the gate from Christmas into January, right, I need to, doing a marathon in 3 months, or I need to have lost 500 pounds in 2 weeks. And that's fine, those are goals. But if you want to work with me, you're not the person to work with me if that's where you're sitting. I'm all about longevity. I'm all about putting pieces in place so that you are building and maintaining. I'm not interested in working with people who want to lose weight in a week. Go away. I'm not your person, because it took me 4 years from the cancer diagnosis to get to a place of what I call foundational healing. foundational base level of healing in place. And then from there, it's been a continual process. Now, it's not a straight line. I fall off like everyone else. I lose my energetic space. My emotions go through the roof. All kinds of things happen for me, and I get to observe. I get to experience. I get to observe. I get to reframe. I get to change and shift. And that is an ongoing process. And every day is a school day. Every day is a learning day. And sometimes, we watch ourselves go car crashing into a situation. I've got the amusement now. And we have to rescue ourselves back and look at it and go, okay, how would I do that differently? Would I do it differently? Or are those emotions valid for me? So there's all kinds of things. And all of this comes from the body. If you're not paying attention, I'm not saying you have to become a monk and sit on a mountaintop. Obviously, if that's your path in life, you're going to go and do that. I'm talking about having tools and balance so that you can live in a state of maintenance with your health. It doesn't mean you can't go out clubbing and drinking or whatever you like to do. That's all part of life. But it's about that, knowing that you've got a base level in place and listening to the body, letting the body speak to you. I'm getting distracted. Listening, letting the body speak to you, listening to the messages, starting to learn how to decode those messages. People say, I hear people say, oh, I don't get colds, I'm super healthy. Well, I disagree. And I've been a patient of homeopathy for nearly 30 years on and off. And in homeopathy, it is considered that if you have things like colds, it's the immune system turning over. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing because it means your immune system is working. The time to be concerned is if you're not having these little illnesses, which ironically, I wasn't before I got cancer. So because something else is going on in potentially, I should say, something else is going on in your system. So this is why it's important to listen all the time. You may make different choices, but if you know what your body is saying, then you can make informed choices. So how you can work with me. I love working with bodies. As you can see, I'm a mover. I love to move. And so much comes from movement. When we get our bodies moving, all kinds of things happen. I mean, when I go for a run, that's when I get my best blog ideas. It's just our bodies are in motion. That's what they're designed to do, and everything else starts to work. So you can work with me in a dance or movement class, and I haven't got the links here, but they're all over Facebook. I will add it afterwards. You can also work with me in a clairvoyant power hour. So in a clairvoyant power hour, this is where we take the clairvoyance, my clairvoyance, and we look at your space and we assess. We look at where you're flowing, where you're glowing, where there are blocks. We do a little healing work if that's appropriate, that's where we basically shift some of those energy frequencies that are affecting you, and we create a plan for change. And we can do a lot in an hour. And they are £99 for January, going back up to £195 from February. So getting quick. I haven't actually got many slots left because there's other things happening. So getting quick. The other way you can work with me is in my 6-week one-to-one program, Supercharge Your Life, which is basically taking everything I learned from when I had cancer and I put it in a program. So the results for you will be a blueprint to follow for your own health and well-being, as defined by my 6 magic modules, which I believe underpin health and well-being, which is movement, mindset, meditation and energy work, mood, your emotions, meals, eating with intuition, and me time, your self-care. And we look at all of those areas. We assess, clear, and then we create a sustainable plan for change. So at the end of the 6 weeks, 1, you will feel better in yourself. 2, you will feel more empowered in your life. 3, you will have a blueprint to take you through the rest of the year, if you don't want to do any other work with me, that you will always be able to go back to. And I personally find that is the most powerful thing. So DM me the word super if you want to work on Supercharge Your Life. It's $9.99 for January. Yeah, for January, it's 6 weeks, and from February it goes up to $1,200. If you want to do the Clairvoyant Power Hour, DM me the word psychic. And if you want to know more about the classes, DM me the word dance. Have a great day. Bye.